Hey guys, okay, so I'm back again as continuation from yesterday's video. Yesterday I was drawing my breath, and so today I have the same sheet of paper and I'm just going to continue on from that. I'm going to fill in the holes, and this is again mindfulness exercise just to get my mind kind of flowing. It's a little bit of a real-time experiment that I'm doing where I have been trying to figure out what kind of content I should make, and sometimes it's a little bit, I find that I overthink a lot as to what I should do instead of just doing. And so I'm just gonna get started. I have the paper here, got my colors. The colors that I decided to use are some primary colors, and I added a bit of gold in there. I don't usually use these colors. I'm always going for the jewel tones, but today is a little bit different. So I'm going to start by releasing some of the tension, and I'm going to do a little bit of a neck roll. And I'm also going to inhale and exhale while I'm doing this. And you can also feel the paper, feel what that feels like, and just ground myself a little bit. And now I'm just going to get started. So first I'm going to take the yellow. The thing I like about yellow is because it's just a nice bright cheery color, and I don't know, something about it reminds me of, like, this is like a canary yellow. And a long time ago, I remember, I think one of the first times I painted my room on my own, I used the canary yellow, and that was a very happy color for me. So when I think of this kind of yellow, it just seems very bright and happy. And but there's also like I think different colors have different meanings for different people, different associations just based on the color. I think I will get into that a little bit deeper later on, and we can go into some color theory and talk about the different meanings of color and how it makes people feel. Me, I usually, like I said before, I always go for jewel tones and oh, I lost my light. It's okay. I think I kind of like this light better. So I normally go for jewel tones. I go for lavenders, purples, pinks. I also like jades and kind of like magentas. But today I decided to do something a little bit different. And I'm just going to color, just coloring in just different areas. I don't really have any rhyme or reason as to, what I'm coloring, but it really is just as I'm feeling it. So I actually work as a creative designer. Essentially, most of my day is spent in front of the computer, which I don't always like. As a graphic designer, it's something that you kind of have to do, just be in front of the computer, but I don't necessarily always like being in front of the computer. So when I come home and I do something like this, it's actually very, very soothing for me, and it just helps me to just, unplug and just get away from the digital. Now, I just realized that this blue has a bit of metallic in it, which is part of my character as well. I usually like shiny things. I like things that are sparkly. So when I'm making my art, there's a lot of sparkles in there as well. So one thing I find about doing this is that it really does make me feel relaxed. And so if you are not used to talking in front of the camera, then this might just be a way for you to practice how you speak. This is kind of what I'm doing right now. I got a way to go. I'm usually extremely camera shy, so this is just my way to kind of get over it. Now, this can take a very long time, So today, let me think about it. Like, what is it that's on my heart to share with you when it comes to the creative journey, the creative life? I think overthinking is something to be talked about. Why overthink it? You know, like, why not just go in and do it? Sometimes we feel like we don't have anything that's relevant to say. Sometimes we feel like we don't have anything that people are going to resonate with. But really, that's okay. You know, it's okay if we just want to share your thoughts, as uninteresting as they might be or might seem. There's always someone out there that's going to resonate with what it is that you're saying and what you're thinking and feeling. There's a lot of people that appeal to the masses by saying general type of things and doing the things that kind of guarantee an audience. And there are some people that are just a little bit more niche, and they might be very specific to a certain thing, and it might not appeal to everybody. But I guarantee that people still will resonate. You know, the right people will resonate with that, as long as you remain authentic to yourself and true to yourself. Because I really think that one of the worst things is to do things just to please people, but it is not true to who you are and what you really want to do. It's a miserable way to exist. So, you know, that's basically it. I would just say, be true to yourself, and you will attract the right people. And I'm also believing this for myself, is that the truer that I am to myself, the right people will come along, and I will be able to affect the right people, the people who need to hear it. It doesn't always have to be wrapped up in shiny packaging or anything like that. Sometimes it's very simple. Sometimes I watch people online and they're just the simplest. They just seem kind of like, you know, not necessarily the most vibrant, but there's just something about them that will draw you in. And I think the thing that makes you attractive to people, the thing that will draw people to you, is your authenticity. And so don't think too much about it. Just be. Another thing is that for me as an artist, I get a lot of people that have opinions on what I should do, what I should wear, what I should say, how I should say things, how I should do things. And it's like every time you post something or you do something, there's somebody who wants to make a comment. And sometimes that can really get to you, especially in the beginning. You know, that's one of the reasons why, like, I started doing this a long time ago. I started to try and do a podcast, and you know, right away I had friends that were like, oh, you know, you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't talk like this, or you shouldn't. And it just discouraged me. And I'm thinking now that if I had just said, you know, screw it, whatever you guys have to say, and just be myself, I'm thinking how far I could have been with that. But you know, it's a lesson learned, and now I'm just dealing with what's in front of me. And so now I just know to be my true authentic self, regardless of who wants to listen, who likes what I have to say or what it is that I'm doing. But if people don't like it, they can just scroll. That's basically it. They don't have to stay there, and you can carry on being yourself and impacting the people that you need to impact. And so I didn't want this to be such a long video. I was trying to keep it under 10 minutes, but I'm already at really far in. But that's all I have to say. Here, let me show you what I have so far as I'm doing my doodle. So that's basically it. The purpose of this was literally just to relax and to get out of my head and just say what I have to say what's on my mind, and see where this goes. Until next time, peace.